Live on 5 News and streaming on 5 Plus, this is a weather impact alert.
Well, this morning, new video coming in showing the powerful storm that moved across our area. This is the hailstorm near Tawnytown. And today we have another chance of severe weather. Thanks so much for waking up with us here on Channel 5 and streaming on 5 Plus. Now we're going to get straight to it. It is a weather impact alert day. Eye on the weather today.
Eye on the weather today. Again, unfortunately, it comes off of a weekend where we already had severe weather. We already had hail yesterday. Now today's risk is a little bit higher even than what we had this weekend. So let's talk about that weather impact alert that we have for today. This afternoon into the evening hours at least is going to be the starting window for things. That risk, though, is going to continue through the late evening hours, if not into the first few hours of our Tuesday. Let's give you a general timeline between 3 p.m. and 1 a.m. Tuesday morning. Involved with that is all storm risks. That's the chances for not only a few tornadoes, but if we do get them, they would be on the stronger side of things, EF2 or greater, but also the chances for some very large hail. That's what's also changed over the past 12 hours during the overnight hours, is that hail risk has come up just a bit as well, to the point now where the Storm Prediction Center and the National Weather Service is saying that, hey, we could see up to baseball-sized hail as a potential. Of course, to boot, just some strong winds on top of that as well. I know I just said a lot of scary things right now, and we've got plenty of time this morning, waking up to a beautiful sunrise this morning, that you have time to get away to get those warnings for this evening. If we do have that severe weather, of course, download 5 News, the app on your phones, but also 5 Plus on your smart TVs as well. So we'll be covering that information throughout the day today. Current temperatures out there right now to the upper 60s and low 70s out there. Warm start to the morning. Going to be one of those days where by the time we get to the mid-morning into the early afternoon, you're going to step outside and you're going to feel the mugginess out there. Dew point values upper 60s and low 70s. That's the energy that these storms are eventually going to feed off of by the time we get late this afternoon and into the evening. Here's a look at Futurecast. Maybe a few spotty showers here and there, but overall not much activity until we get to the late afternoon. Here's a look at 3:30. Those strong to severe thunderstorms are already firing up across central and eastern Oklahoma. That's going to cross over the state line at a high impact hour. We're talking around 5, 6 o'clock when we're usually out on the roads. We could see some strong winds. We could see some very large hail, and we could have a few tornadoes as well. Again, today is not going to be one line of thunderstorms and then we're done. It's going to be a messy evening with multiple rounds of the chances for some strong to severe thunderstorms. That threat is going to continue at least into early on Tuesday morning as a potential for that severe weather. What the change happened overnight was that we got added to that level 4 out of 5 risk for us. Everything shaded in red there. Of course, that means the damaging winds. Of course, that means the large damaging hail as well, but also the tornado threat coming up for today. What that means, these black lines there show us that if we do get a few of those tornadoes, it could be long track. They could be on the stronger side of things, but also upgraded to that 15% chance for a few of those tornadoes today. We're going to cover these storm details coming up in just a little bit, but what I want you to do this morning, take that big deep breath and just know that this evening, yes, some strong to severe thunderstorms will be possible, but we're going to be here to guide you through those storms. Let's get a check of traffic out there this morning. Here's a live look out across, where are we at this morning? I-540 there over the Arkansas River. Gorgeous start to the day. Beautiful sunrise coming up this morning. No accidents, no slowdowns. Enjoy the morning, because by the time we're heading home this evening, that's where we could have some storms in the forecast.
All right, thanks so much for that, Stephen. Well, let's take a look at these are photos you, our 5 News viewers, have been sending in this morning. It's a look at all the damage across our area. We got the tree limbs, the hail, even, I guess, trampolines and covers.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I had never seen anything like that hail that we saw yesterday that we got at our house in Springdale, and it was just crazy. It was like, it looked like our yard was flooding, and then there was hail floating on top of it. We had about golf ball sized hail. I know some people got even bigger, and then this is the debris you're seeing just driving around the area this morning.
Yeah, lots of it out there. And don't forget, you could always share your weather photos, videos, and reports from this weekend as we move throughout the week.
Yeah, 479-785-5000. Just use that number to send them to us right here at 5 News.
Well, power outages have been in the thousands across our area during these storms. storms.
Overnight, Ozarks Electric gave an update saying the severe weather took down at least 17 poles and caused widespread damage. About an hour ago, they said under 4,000 customers are still without power.
The company is saying they hope to finish some major repairs by this morning, but complete restoration work actually could go into tomorrow. All Ozarks Electric crews are being deployed, and additional workers will be arriving here this morning. All right, let's take a live look at the number of power outages that we have right now here in our area, Washington County, about 2,500. So that's down about 1,000 since about 4:30 this morning. A little over 900 in Madison County, and then in Johnson County, 838. So those numbers are going down slowly this morning as crews are working around the clock. Now, Washington County emergency crews are out assessing damage after a large round of hail hit the area this weekend.
Crews say the most damage is in the northern part of the county in areas like North Fayetteville, South Springdale, and the Goshen rural community.
We have some localized flooding. If you do come across roadways that are covered by water, we ask that you turn around, do not drive across them. You have no idea what's under there. And we have had some reports of some roadways being washed out already. And so we just ask everybody to be super aware, be super careful.
At one point, over 8,000 people were without power in Washington County. Well, here's some more images coming into our newsroom out of Logan County. Danielle Wilkes in Logan County says that she and her family woke up to strong winds and hail hitting their windows on Sunday. A century-old oak tree then crashed down on their home.
My husband got up and went and looked, and he came back and said, "We just lost our giant oak tree in the yard." And I was shocked because it's it's a staple at our house. It's where we gather.
She says all the bedrooms are on the opposite side of the house from where the tree fell, adding she's just happy that her family is safe.
Well, in Kentucky, residents are continuing to dig out after a series of deadly storms and tornadoes damaged homes and tossed vehicles on Saturday. At least 19 Kentucky residents were killed, most of them in the southeastern Laurel County. Now, Getson Roberts lived in an apartment in London and describes how he crawled from the rubble.
Right here where the green carpet is, that was my apartment. And we dug ourselves out of this between that washing machine and that refrigerator.
According to the National Weather Service, more possible storms could hit Kentucky today and tomorrow.
Meanwhile, the National Weather Service has confirmed an EF3 tornado hit the St. Louis area over the weekend. Our sister station there reports that the storm caused 5 deaths, a few dozen injuries, and about $1 billion in damage.
Oh my God. Oh my God. No.
Dramatic footage caught by an eyewitness on Sunday showing a tornado sweeping through the Colorado town of Bennett, leaving a trail of destruction at a solar farm and surrounding properties. Reuters was able to confirm the location of the video, while the National Weather Service reported tornado touchdowns north and west of Bennett. The Arapahoe Sheriff's Office reporting 17 buildings, 6 homes, and a solar farm were damaged. In other news this morning, Fort Smith police are searching for a suspect after a deadly shooting. It happened over the weekend near MLK Park. Investigators say 23-year-old Tumante Parks was shot around 10 o'clock Saturday night on Bell Avenue. Investigators say they learned about the shooting when the victim was taken to a medical facility. They believe the shooter fired shots from a dark-colored truck and then fled the scene. No arrests have been made at this time.
Well, President Trump's big budget bill has cleared another hurdle after some pushback from conservatives. Naomi Ruckham has a look at how the deal was pushed through and what's next.
Despite tense opposition from the most conservative members of the president's own party, President Donald Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill narrowly passed a House committee in a rare late Sunday night vote.
The ayes have it. The motion's agreed to. The One Big Beautiful Bill Act is ordered.
This after 4 conservative holdouts voted present. Staunch Republicans have argued the legislation does not go far enough to slash federal spending. Still, House Speaker Mike Johnson believes the bill will reach a floor vote by a self-imposed Memorial Day deadline.
I'm looking forward to very thoughtful discussions, very productive discussions over the next few days, and I'm absolutely convinced we're going to get this in final form and pass it.
Meantime, the president starts his week with separate high-stakes phone calls with Russian President Vladimir Putin and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. On social media, President Trump called the killing in the region a bloodbath, saying he hopes it will be a productive day. On Face the Nation Sunday, Secretary of State Marco Rubio said the president wants a face-to-face summit with Putin.
Ultimately, one of the things that could help break this logjam is a direct conversation between President Trump and Vladimir Putin.
Over the weekend, Zelensky met with Vice President J.D. Vance in Italy, where world leaders attended Pope Leo's inaugural Mass. Vance later met with Italy's Prime Minister and the head of the EU, giving optimism for trade talks between Europe and the U.S. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News.